Genres. Arguably the best way to categorize TV shows and movies and to identify what we like, as well as the TV shows and movies that we tend to gravitate more towards. However, in the long run, if we continue to abide by these categories which we place onto ourselves, they become boundaries, and we tend to get tunnel vision, only wanting to watch genres that we are comfortable or familiar with. I know some people who miss out on amazing shows just because the genre did not sit well with them and they were afraid to give it a try. After all, I was one of them. For me, this was the case with the sci-fi genre. After exposing myself to Western sci-fi shows like Tron, Super 8, and even the first season of Stranger Things, I decided that this genre was not for me. This inadvertently spilled over to the kinds of anime which I consume, restricting me from some of the most amazing shows of all time. It was only until recently that I discovered that the sci-fi genre had more than just robots and bigger robots, and some of my most recent watches have been from said genre. Surprisingly, many of my most favorite series came from this genre. With that being said, it would not be a video of mine without some noteworthy recommendations. So here are some of the shows which I've recently watched and would recommend giving a try if you have not already.
5.
Code Geass. I think Giguk described it best when he said it was a rolling dumpster truck on fire that successfully managed to parallel park. The story centers around Lelouch, an exiled prince of Britannia who wants to get revenge on his nation for treason against him and his family. He gets caught in the crossfire between his nation and the Japanese nation and discovers the power of Geass, bestowed upon him by a mysterious woman only known as C2. With his newfound power, he starts a revolution to take back what was rightfully his. It is a bit draggy and over the top, which gives it its own charm, and my god, the proportions. But give it a chance, stick with it, and you will be well rewarded in the end. This is because it has one of the most iconic endings in anime. Period.
4.
This show has a similar setting to Ghost in the Shell, Psycho Pass, and Cyberpunk 2077 for those gamers out there. This series takes place in a futuristic Kansai which has an unforgiving criminal underbelly. The most dangerous criminals are known as Akudama. Without getting into the nitty-gritty, several elite Akudama are recruited by a mysterious mastermind to carry out what is essentially a mission impossible. It's basically the anime version of Suicide Squad without the downsides of its Hollywood counterpart. It's short, sweet, and I would recommend to start with this if you're just getting into sci-fi.
3.
So this is a bit of a curveball in the sense that it is not your traditional sci-fi anime. This story follows Senku, a genius scientist in high school who experiences a green flashing light which sends the whole modern world into a petrified state. After several millennia, Senku awakens and discovers that the whole world has reverted back to a stone age. Armed with friends and the power of science, Senku plans to revive civilization itself as well as unravel the mystery of the petrification incident. I found this show highly comical, and if you're a science geek, it is low-key educational and pretty damn accurate.
2.
I would describe 86 as the sci-fi / mecha version of Attack on Titan. War has broken out between the Republic of San Magnolia and the Legion, a swarm of autonomous mechanoids with the goal of exterminating mankind. The Republic has conscripted those of different appearances to the nobles, the Elba, as a secret faction known as the 86 to fight off the Legion. This story centers around Vladilena Milize, an Alban commander who fights the unfair discrimination against the 86, and the new squadron she is assigned to, which bears an infamous member of the 86, known as the Reaper. I love the soundtrack for this series as it is made by Hiroyuki Sawano. He has also done the soundtrack for Attack on Titan, Seraph of the End, Seven Deadly Sins, and many more. 86 also tackles harsher, more mature themes such as war, mental trauma, and xenophobia. It actually has an end, and the feels, man. The feels.
1.
Y'all saw it coming, man. I love this series. It's the year 2056 and there are many technological advances, the main one being the implementation of autonomous artificial intelligence in the humans' daily lives. One of them is known as Diva, and her sole mission is to make everyone happy with her singing. However, she is approached by an AI from the future bearing bad news. In 100 years, there will be an all-out war between humans and the AI. Therefore, she must work together with this mysterious AI to change the timeline leading up to said event and to save mankind as it is. Wait a minute.
Hasta la vista, baby.
I love the fact that every character that sings has a different singer catered to them. And I really love the soundtrack. The thing that surprised me the most is that this series had no source material, which means that it was an entirely original concept conceived from scratch. But in 12 episodes, perfectly balances elements of action, drama, music, thriller, and many more. And the feels, man. The feels. I know I'm barely scratching the surface of this genre and I haven't watched the more critically acclaimed shows such as Psycho Pass, Ghost in a Shell, as well as Akira. But I hope to grow with this genre as well as to explore more of what this genre has to offer for me, because I think it's a pretty good genre. All in all, give the genres that you haven't tried a chance. You may surprise yourself with what you find. With all that being said, thank you so much again for sticking all the way till the end, and I'll see you next time.